Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. We should be humble. Algebraic solutions of modulus problems. The plus minus method. Solution of modulus equations. We use plus minus method to remove modulus to make calculation simple in modulus equations and index inequalities. According to this method, we put plus minus usually on right hand side after removing the modulus, whether modulus is on one side or on both sides. For example, if we have modulus on one side, then we can remove modulus by writing plus minus on right hand side. If we have modulus on both sides, we can also remove modulus by writing plus minus on right hand side. This is the index equation or power equation. So after removing modulus, write plus minus on right hand side. But this is the power inequality. Make sure when you remove modulus, you must write plus minus on x side here. Don't write plus minus here. So put plus minus on x side in this case on left hand side, because later on you have to change the sign of inequality. Example 1. Modulus equation. This is the algebraic modulus equation. So when we will remove modulus, we will write plus minus on right hand side. Now we have two possible equations, one with plus sign and one with negative sign. Now we have got two answers. Make sure when there is modulus on one side and variables are on both sides, then always check your answer with the original equation. So substitute these two answers one by one into this equation. This inspection is compulsory. So when we will substitute minus 5 into original equation, we are getting 9 is equal to minus 9, which is not true. So this answer is rejected. When we will put x is equal to 1 into original equation, we will get 3 is equal to 3. Therefore, this is the final answer. And x is equal to minus 5 is rejected. Example 2. This is the algebraic modulus equation and modulus is on both sides. So no problem. After removing both side modulus, write plus minus on right hand side. Now solve two equations, one with plus and one with minus. And we have got these two answers. When modulus is on both sides, then there is no need to check the answers. This inspection is optional in this case. When we will put half into original equation, we'll get 11 upon 2 is equal to 11 upon 2. So this answer is right. When we will substitute minus 9 upon 4 into original equation, we are getting 11 upon 4 is equal to 11 upon 4. So both answers are always right in this case. So this inspection is optional when modulus is on both sides. So there is no need to check your answer when modulus is on both sides. Example 3. The power equation, index equation. So after removing modulus, you can write plus minus on right hand side. I'm sorry. Now we are getting 2x is equal to 8, and when we will solve with negative 2, we'll get 2 power x is equal to 4. We can write 8 as 2 cube, and so we have x3. And here we can write 4 as 2 power 2, so x is 2. Now check the answers with the original equation. So when we will substitute 2 power x is equal to 8 here, we'll get 2 is equal to 2. And when we will substitute 2 power x is equal to 4 here, we'll get 2 is equal to 2. So both answers are right. Now this is one of the most important questions. Power inequality or modulus inequality. Make sure while solving power inequalities, always write plus minus on x side. In this case on right hand side. Now solve two inequalities, one with plus sign and one with negative sign. So when we will solve this with plus sign, we'll get plus bracket 3 power x minus 8 less than 0.5. So when we will shift 8 on other side, we'll get 8.5. Now we have to take LG on both sides. So by taking LG on both sides, we have LG 3 power x, LG 8.5. According to power law of logarithm, you can write this x as the coefficient of log. When we will solve this in calculator, we'll get 1.95 up to 3 significant figures. Now when we will shift this negative here, we'll get greater than minus 0.5. Make sure you change the sign of inequality while shifting negative on other side. And after taking log and simplify, we are getting 1.83, 3 significant figures. Now in this case, always draw number line. In this case, x is greater than 1.83. So x is greater than 1.83. Here x is less than 1.95. So this arrow is on left side, and this is the solution of the inequality. So x lies between 1.83 and 1.95. But this is not the final answer. We have to check our answers with the original equation. In this case, when we do inspection, then replace all inequality signs by equal signs. Remember, if you do inspection, if you have to check your answers in inequalities, then always replace all inequality signs by equal signs. Replace this inequality by equal sign and replace these inequality signs by equal signs as well. So we will check these answers with this equation, and we will substitute exact value. Make sure when you check your answers in index inequalities, then always substitute exact values, means the value of 3 power x. Don't substitute 1.83. You got 1.83 when you solve 3 power x with 7.5 or equal to 7.5. So instead of substituting 1.83, substitute 7.5. Similarly, instead of substituting 1.95, substitute 8.5. Why? Because these answers are estimates. These are 3 significant figures and these are exact values. So we always check our answer with exact values. So first substitute 8.5 here. So when we will substitute 8.5 into this equation, we'll get this equation. So 0.5 is equal to 0.5. So this answer is right. When we will substitute 7.5 here, we'll get minus 0.5 modulus, and modulus converts minus 0.5 into positive 0.5. So both answers are correct. So this is the final answer. This is here. Another example of power equations. In this question, we have to remove modulus by writing plus minus on right hand side. In equations, we always remove modulus by writing plus minus on right hand side. Since this is a power equation or an index equation, so we have to use supposition because we have variables on both sides. So when variables are on both sides in power equations, then use substitution. We will discuss this in detail in logarithms. Let 5 power x be v. 4 times v minus 1 plus minus v. Now we have 2 equations, one with plus sign and one with negative sign. So we'll get 2 values of v. The values of v are 4 upon 3 and 4 upon 5. Now replace v by 5 power x and take log. So when you will take log, you will get plus 0.179 and then minus 0.139. Now check both the answers with the original equation, with this equation, and substitute exact values, these values, not estimated values. So first substitute 4 upon 3 into this equation. So when we will substitute 4 upon 3 here and here, we'll get 4 upon 3 is equal to 4 upon 3. And when we will substitute 4 upon 5 here and here, we'll get 4 upon 5, 4 upon 5. So both answers are correct. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Hafiz.